Many South Africans may argue about the strength of opposition party, the Economic Freedom Fighters. The party won 6% of the vote in the last general election in 2014, having been formed just a year earlier. Perhaps insignificant when compared to the 62% majority support of the ruling party, the African National Congress. But surveys suggest the EFF, as it's known here, has grown by up to 13% since then.
We are the only growing political organization in South Africa quantitatively. In terms of quality, we have been the majority in parliament. We have been leading society in terms of key topical issues on land, on fee-free education, on the discourse around corruption, on Jacob Zuma, on the Guptas, like basically everything. All major political events that got to happen in South Africa had been determined by the EFF.
Since its establishment, it's become arguably the most vocal party in South Africa's political landscape.
Can you please recognize us?
Provincial legislature.
Repeatedly disrupting parliamentary proceedings, much of its anger directed against former President Jacob Zuma, who's accused of corruption, and leading numerous protests against unemployment,
we are not going to be intimidated,
inequality, racism and other social issues.
criminals.
While the EFF certainly has its appeal, especially amongst young South Africans, the party's had a tumultuous relationship with the media. Its leader, Julius Malema, has on several occasions threatened to deal with journalists who he says serve the interest of so-called white monopoly capital. He's accused the media of protecting senior politicians, including President Cyril Ramaphosa. While the EFF has promised to tackle corruption, it's faced its own scandals. Malema was charged with fraud and racketeering in 2014 related to government contracts. And recently the party was linked to the alleged looting of the VBS Bank, when millions of dollars were reportedly transferred to the brother of the deputy president of the EFF. The party and both men have denied any involvement.
How do you justify the EFF growing? What do they have to offer in substance? What are they promising? I believe that the bar is very low in South African politics, that you don't really have to invent anything. You don't have to come up with, I would say, innovative ideas about what you're going to do in government in order for people to look your direction and vote. Sometimes just taking an anti-establishment position, it's enough.
In a country that has an unemployment rate of more than 26%, mostly made up of the young, the EFF has promised to create jobs and provide free education for all. But it's been criticized for a lack of detail on how it will do this. Fahmida, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg, South Africa.